In high school basketball, accomplishment leads to the next season. We're at the end of the first season here, regular season that is, but it leads into 3 other ones later on. And tonight, it's a huge game that could lead into the Mid-Penn Championships. High School Sports Live is proud to present Cedar Cliff and Palmyra tonight in a big Keystone matchup. Tonight's live broadcast is made possible by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Captain Harry Sutton alongside of me, Jeff Thompson, the coach. Pat Flannery, the national championship coach at Lebanon Valley some years ago. Also upset a couple teams called Kansas and Arkansas when he's a head coach at Bucknell. But we are ready to get it on here tonight. We've got 17-3, 11-2, Cedar Cliff leading right now in the Keystone Division. On the other side, you got Palmyra coming in here tonight, 16-4, 9-3. And Palmyra comes in here having won the first time, 70-68 over then undefeated Cedar Cliff. Tonight, they're looking to come in here and maybe capture this division, but they got to win tonight and one more time. And we start with our players to watch tonight. Our Commonwealth Charter Academy player to watch, he's Chris Edwards.
Chris Edwards is a 6'7" kid with a lot of energy, a lot of intensity. Likes to take it to the basket, but he can shoot the three. He's big enough to shoot over people. And he's a little acrobatic at times. But what I really love about this DeSales recruit is his intensity. He plays hard from get-go to get-go, and when your best players do that, this is why teams are good.
On the other side, our OSS Health player to watch tonight, Coach Thompson, is number 44. He's Tyler Hauser. He's a big one, too. 6'7" over there with Edwards. This guy's 6'9", and he's got a brother that's even bigger. Talk a little bit about him.
Well, he's a very hard worker. He's a preseason pick for MVP in their league, and he hasn't disappointed so far. He's worked really hard as a scorer, but his hands are great around the basket. So you've got to really work on, Palmyra's going to have to work on checking him out, or he's going to have a big scoring night. Now, as you said, don't go to sleep on his younger brother, who has a huge upside and great bloodlines. Father Chris went to Susquehanna University to play, and grandfather struck out Mike Schmidt in the baseball game.
Tyler Hauser, 6'9". Mike Schmidt's not playing tonight, by the way, but his brother is. He's 6'11", the younger brother. But a big loss here tonight. Charlie Warner's not going to be playing this game, and Mike Armamini's not going to be playing. These are 2 mainstays of this club.
I thought Charlie was the key early in the season because he made it go. Very unselfish. He has great offense and very unselfish. And I thought the big matchup tonight was going to be Charlie versus the Palmyra point guard, but we're not going to see that.
For Palmyra and Pete Conrad, you're getting ready to play Armamini and Warner tonight, and all of a sudden, at the last second, you're going to have to change up. Sometimes that can be a little tricky, can't it?
Yeah, I'm sure what coach is going to do in the locker room is get a kid like Becker and Towson and say, hey, guys, I've been getting you ready for these guys all week. 2 guys are out, but you know what? They have kids that want to play. It's in their house, too, so you better lace them up tight because you're going to get a handful.
A packed house here tonight. If Cedar Cliff wins, they're into the Mid-Penn Championships. If Palmyra wins, they got to beat Milton Hershey yet later this week to get in there. It is going to be a great one here tonight. Despite the fact that some of the players aren't playing, hey, passion looms big right here at Cedar Cliff, and it's all going to happen on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance. If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newly relocated dealership, Jack Giambalvo Mazda. The Giambalvo family of dealerships. We have millions of dollars in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
And welcome to Cedar Cliff High School here. We're ready for the toss-up of this big Keystone matchup, and it's controlled right now by the Colts of Cedar Cliff.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Sutton with you, Pat Flannery, Jeff Thompson, our whole Invicta crew here tonight. Good move inside, and they get it to the big guy, 6'11", and he puts it away for him. Justin Hauser with the opening deuce of the game. Hauser playing tonight for Armanini, who's out. Also, Charlie Warner, the point guard, out of the game tonight for the Colts. They're playing a little short-handed here.
Looks like they pushed Aiden Fry over to the point. I thought maybe they'd go with Smith, but they moved Fry over. They started that way.
First foul marked up on Edwards, of all people. He has his first team first. So 3-0, the Colts come out smoking. Packed house here tonight in Colt land. Very easy. They win tonight. They're in the Mid-Penn playoffs next week against Cumberland Valley. They get a steal right here. Nice hands from Aiden Fry. Got the Hauser brothers on the court tonight. That's Tyler Hauser. He knocks it down. So 2 Hausers accounting for all the scoring so far. He's got a deuce.
It looks like they're starting a box and one, guys, on Edwards with Grube. They're playing 2-2 on the others. They're going to have to get comfortable with it. That's what's going to happen, though. They're going to have to knock down shots.
Good look for the corner. And how about knocking that shot down right away? Beautiful swing out of the corner by Gavin Bean. He's got 37 threes in the year.
What you like about that is Edwards set that screen, so that's very unselfish.
When you get off.
Good drive to the basket, and in for 2 is Trenton Smith. He'll have to pick up some burden tonight that Warner normally takes.
Yeah, they all have a little bit different role, but this is the time of the year where everybody's had different things happen.
Watch Eli Becker up there.
Are any of them good?
Does a nice job of trying to seal against that zone. And thrown away out of bounds. Turnover against Palmyra. Check that, it'll be off Cedar Cliff. It'll stay with Palmyra.
And the things that Palmyra's running, they're going to have to use Edwards to screen a little bit. He's not going to get it free. Now here they go to a straight 2-3. So let's see where they move Edwards to.
Watching Becker, who likes to kind of seal in on the top. He'll like crack in on guys. Here he goes. Oh, and you're going to get a foul, and the bucket's going to be good. Flying in there was Baldo, and Baldo with the points, and he'll draw the foul as well.
Coach Conrad says Baldo's the toughest kid he has. He said he's a kid that in any game on the road, wherever they're at, he's a kid that will just compete.
There's Baldo at the line, and he'll make 3 the hard way, and 3-point play brings him back within 1. So 7-6 right now. A little zone pressure coming back.
Yeah, some 2-2-1, trying to tempo, take away the big kids. I mean, this is a match tonight. It's going to be their size against their against Palmyra's quickness.
So far in the half court, Cedar Cliff's pretty much done what they wanted to do.
A lot of ball pressure, trying to keep it out of that middle. Try to cut the head off early with the little pressure.
Good job inside. And Hauser uses his body, gets up there, can't get it to score. Bounces back out front, picked up by Grube. Trenton Smith thinks about the shot, pulls it back out.
That's the first miss of the ball game, too.
And there is getting inside to the big guy, and it's going to be a foul marked up against Dan Baldo. That'll be his first. Team second against Palmyra, no shot.
It's probably better that it's on Baldo than Becker. They can't afford to get him in trouble. He's going to be playing both of those big guys inside.
I think the official will check it right now to see if it was a shot. It looked like he was going up for the shot. They're going to say nope. On the baseline. Ty Saberpool, the head coach for Cedar Cliff. On the other side, Pete Conrad for Palmyra. Both these coaches have done a fantastic job this year. Good look that time, not going to go. Pulled down nicely by Christopher Edwards. Picked up by Hauser, loose ball there, another turnover. Get it back in the hands right now of Sam Grube. Pretty tight man-to-man there to the block so far, Coach.
Yeah, they have to pressure outside. Well, what a quick move.
You know, you watch Hauser, and he makes a really strong move in there, but his head's dragging sometimes. He doesn't sight with his eyes, and so therefore he gets up there at the end, and he's kind of not quite sure where he is. So he makes a strong move, but getting those eyes up, the body falls in behind pretty well, doesn't it?
He'll try to find that basket. What is interesting is how quick he gets to that second ball, though. He has good feet for a big guy.
He really does. Got his brother in there, 6'11" and 6'9". Boy, great defense here by Palmyra. They really close out.
That any better getting off the T-Mobile one?
Good job.
Good pass to Trenton Smith, and Trenton Smith's going to step out of bounds.
You know, and here's where you happen. You notice, Coach, you got two kids out. The kids that are starting, they're not used to these roles, and they're in there, they're playing, and they'll get settled down with it. But it looks like the Cedar Crest is going to some defense where they're going to box, and when it's a dead ball, it looks like they played straight 2-3 on a live ball, and they are trying to get Edwards. But there he is screening in.
And then he posts up. He's got it. Oh, and he's got an easy call there to make. That's going to be against Sam Grube. That'll be his first. What he's doing is he's hitting with the screen, then he's sealing on him quick, and I think he knows he's got a great mismatch down there if they can get him the ball.
Well, how nice of it is to have their big guy go to the corner and open up. They probably opens up. You can see the basket a little bit.
The guy that's doing Becker. Becker does a nice job of posting up down there.
He does everything for them, Gary.
Another look, nice three, and a sweet stroke again from Gavin Bean, his second three of the night. And the lead goes to Palmyra, 9-7, 4:14 to go in the first.
That's the coach's son that's been around this game for a long time. He's not going to back off.
I think he's the X factor in this game if he can continue to hit that outside shot.
Strong move to the basket, and then big guy gets up there again. Right back up strong. No, he's going to get fouled. Good hard move by Aiden Fry to get to the basket, then the offensive rebound by Justin Hauser.
Watch Justin next year when you see this young man play. I guess it's Tyler, the senior. When you see these two big guys, to keep that ball up. To keep that ball up and not let little guys like us bother them down below.
Big foul there. That's the second one on Baldo. And there's Hauser again. And Hauser working his way inside. Tyler Hauser with a deuce. He's got 4 in the game, and it's tied up.
You got that little fade. It's going to be hard to block even for athletic kids.
Playing man-to-man here, but tight to the lane.
See Edwards get off this block here.
That was 2 on the pep link.
There's Becker again. He's going to get called for the walk. Couldn't quite get the handle on that one.
It's going to be tough to find those seams, guys, right? With those two big boys in there.
There's a lot of length in there.
Yeah, there really is. So he's filling the gaps, but as soon as you turn around, there's nothing but darkness.
Yep.
Becker's one of those kids you love because he normally gets his shot after a screen.
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching him. Big, strong kid.
Little give and go right here. Up strong, not going to go. Rebound pulled down by Becker. What a good give and go.
I know you guys know better than I, but a lot of family legacy out here.
How about Becker again right there? Beautiful, coming down the lane. This guy moves without the basketball so well, banks it in for his first deuce of the night.
This Becker has a long family up in Schuylkill County now with nothing but athletes.
Hauser was looking for the backdoor pass that time to Aiden Fry, who was cutting well. Ball will stay with the Colts underneath. In the game for Palmyra, Trey Hilbert, his first time tonight.
Well, what do good teams do? They're well coached, and you have to have some talent. Both of these teams have talent.
So there's another great pass from Trey Hauser to the cutting groove to the basket, or Aiden Fry rather. Aiden Fry with his first 2 of the night. Timeout on the floor, 11-11. It's 2:39 to go in the first quarter. It's High School Sports Live TV.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newly relocated dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. We have millions of dollars in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Welcome back to Cedar Cliff High School. We got a barn burner earlier, guys. 11-11. Gary Sutton, Pat Flannery, Jeff Thompson. We did 2:39 to go in the first quarter. And I don't care if there were 2 players out for Cedar Cliff tonight. This game is as billed. This is like a championship game.
He's really shooting the ball tonight, too.
Players up and down, right, guys?
So far, Palmyra 4 out of 4 from the field, 2 out of 2 from the three-point line. Cedar Cliff 5 out of 11. Oh, you got that free look. Can't give it to him, can you? Bounces around, not going to go. Tip back up. Finally yanked down by Trenton Smith, and he'll get a jump ball called, and it will stay with Palmyra. Boy, the scrappiness on the floor here tonight is big-time intensity.
Just what you just talked about. Becker just stayed with the play and came up from behind.
Good movement of the basketball here by Palmyra.
Really closing out on B now.
Now, Bean's gotten some attention here.
Great patience.
Both teams close out very well on defense. Oh, they got Bean open. They lost him. There's Becker again, who seems to be everywhere so far.
Really works hard.
Eli Becker. With the defense being played tonight, just outstanding on both sides. Another good look outside. Well, this one's going to get knocked down nicely.
Dorda gave up 3 good looks, guys, right? 3 good looks. Be patient with it. It finally got one he wanted.
He got rewarded. Dorda with his first 3 of the night. There's Hauser. Hauser up, a little soft. Brother gets it, keeps it alive. Smith keeps it alive. Back outside it goes. Grube takes it. Aiden Fry, rather. And loose ball picked up finally by Trey Hilbert. 1:14 to go in the first quarter. 14-11. Palmyra leads it. Oh, there's Becker from the corner. Smith's got it. Smith's going to have it knocked away.
I wonder how much that mask bothers him seeing that coming from behind. I like their footwork on the big kids on both teams, guys. There's the big guys from Cedar Cliff. They square. You don't find a lot of high school kids that turn and square up like that.
Both teams very well coached, just waiting to get their shot. Back it comes inside. Nothing there.
With Edwards out of the game, they're not sure who to play. They're really moving the basketball, Palmyra.
Nice thing with the big kids down, you don't have to double team down. You can stay out on the point shooter when they put
shot
on the same side of the power forward. Becker again. Hauser gets the rebound. 20 seconds to go. First quarter.
Were you better when you were
the last shot.
team over 1 on 1?
Here again, without Werner at the point, they're trying to figure out. Probably they go somewhere.
Right there, you lost the ball. Trenton Smith not quite sure what he was doing with it. Pull-up shot, and the quarter not going to go. Yanked down by Cedar Cliff. That's the end of the first quarter. 14-11. Palmyra leads it. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3. Back after this.
Yeah, do you want me to come on fire?
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Welcome back to Cedar Cliff High School. 14-11 at the end of the first quarter. And Pat, you're just making a point off air about what they've got to do right now.
Well, you go into a game plan and they look like they're going to box Edwards. Coach takes him out of the game, and all of a sudden now you got 5 guys without a central figure. They're really moving the basketball and being very unselfish. And I'm sure being at home, that gets into Cedar Cliff. Being at home and you want the basketball, you get a little antsy. You start to get out of position. And so far, Palmyra wins the first quarter by being patient.
Yeah, very patient in the first quarter. Got the shots they wanted. Cedar Cliff, though, hanging in there right now. Jeff Thompson, what did you see the first quarter?
Well, I saw some really good shooting. Palmyra 5 for 9 and Cedar Cliff 5 for 11. But in that, Palmyra was 3 for 5 from three-point land. Rebounding's about even. No one's getting offensive rebounds because no one's missing.
Hauser, good move there, and then the left hand up and under for Hauser against 3 guys that time. And Tyler Hauser with 6 points in the game. He averages 20. There's a big look outside, nothing doing, but a rebound, nothing doing there either, as Christopher Edwards looked like he had a clean one, then a steal coming back.
Boy, that's certainly a track kid there.
Another look, that won't go. Hauser pulls it down, no guards come back, and now finally gets one back there.
That's 2 shots for Edwards to start the quarter, so he's come in ready to go. Just a little amped up.
They got Sam Groob handling the basketball now. Look at this. Big guy lets it go. Might have been a little quick that time from Tyler Hauser. Quickly on the other side, back on the break is Palmyra. There you get the look. Rattles in, rattles down, and again, that guy can knock it down all day long. That's Chris Edwards, his first 3 of the night.
Yeah.
He's got 53 of them on the year.
Talked to him a little bit probably at the quarter, guys, about everything focused on him and let the game come a little bit. And he did a great job there.
I think right now you got to get touches inside if you're Cedar Cliff. You're down in danger territory here by 4 points. Edwards down there against the other Hauser, 6'11" one. And now this one coming up with some weak shots here right now as a fall away. There's another one. That's not going to go. Out off the hands of Groob, and so
maybe a little out of characters, a couple kids.
And you're right, they're trying to, on the fly, work themselves into what, was a finely oiled unit there.
Yeah.
They got hurt the other night, the 2 players that are out, Armanini and Warner, in the big game against Williamsport.
It changes your tempo a little bit when you're not sure where guys are after playing this long.
There's a nice turnaround. Edwards didn't get that. They got the shot they wanted, though, out of their offense.
Yeah, they really did. He's really rushing.
Getting pressured out there on the point, and you see what happens. Sometimes right now, if you're Palmyra, you sense that, you don't have those 2 guys in there. Warner's not handling the basketball, so you get a little anxious out there maybe on the perimeter, don't you?
Yeah, all of a sudden the guy doesn't blow by you. All of a sudden you feel you can put a little more pressure on him. I think the Fry kid has done a good job here out front here. It seems to me like Smith is a kid that can get going here. He's a guy that's going to have to do some things for him.
Like that? Smith blows it by right on cue, and Smith in for a deuce. His second of the night. He's got 4 points. They close it to 2.
People are going to think we're on tape delay.
Good call, Coach. They were listening. Dorda looks for the shot, pulls back up. Back inside it comes to Becker.
How about the patience on this Dorda kid as a freshman?
Oh, man. Good box out down here. Big box out. Back on the other end comes Cedar Cliff, trying to tie it up or take the lead. And it's going to be Groob testing the baseline there, and Groob's going to make that Fry rather is going to draw the foul. Aiden Fry drawing the foul.
That will not be the last time that Groob and Edwards end up on the floor after a rebound.
Dorda gets his first foul. It'll be the team 5th now against Palmyra. 2 on the other side against Cedar Cliff. There's the inbounds. Get it into Justin Hauser. Justin Hauser, the younger of the 2. There's that back door again. Beautiful back door, and a wonderful job getting in there from Aiden Fry, who gets his 4th point.
Gorgeous pass. Wow, what a look for tremendous. I think I remember seeing his dad do that at Susquehanna.
His dad might be the smallest of the 3, right? He's only about 6'8". Uh-oh, look at it again from the corner. Out it comes, Aiden Fry with it. Fry coming down. He's got a man behind him. Look out. Back out it comes to Tyler Hauser. He's got his brother inside. Brother gets in and puts it down. 6'11", Justin Hauser with his 5th point of the game and a 2-point lead for Cedar Cliff. Talk about playing above the rim.
Great high-low. Look for each other. You think they've done that a few times?
Coming back on the other end, and Hauser gets a rebound, and he's starting tonight because Armanini's out of there, and he's making himself known. Tyler Hauser. They pull it back out. Inside it goes to Justin Hauser. Justin Hauser is brought down. I think they're going to call a foul. Looked like a lot of ball.
Yes. Jump and play on. Jump and play on.
Your officials tonight, by the way, Tim Breen, Jerry Hocker, and Rick Staines doing a good job out there. And the foul is going to be the second against Edwards. So Edwards carrying 2 fouls now. He really hasn't gotten into the game yet.
You know, don't want to see your best players get foul trouble like that.
How about that sweet stroke from Justin Hauser, the 6'11 guy?
Well, he's got to be really smart about what he does now for the rest of this half.
Yeah. And as I said in the pregame, he's a very emotional player, guys, and that's not going to go away. So you don't want him to get a cheap one.
Now, Tyler Hauser gets it back. He's making a move inside. He dumps it off. Block shot down in there. They're going to call a foul on Trey Hilbert. On the shot.
It's been a physical game. Yeah.
So 3:52 to go here until the half, and the shot is up and no good from Aiden Fry.
Tremendous passing though, right? Both ends.
Yep.
Kids really look for each other. The bigs, the guards, they go inside out. That's, again, we said it all the time, that's very well coached.
Now you got a 2-3 zone straight up here.
Yeah, see, I think Coach Conrad knows his players well enough. They're going to sit Edwards probably here for a little while, maybe even for the half, if they can stay in touch.
Good motion offense here. Looks like they're trying to find Gavin Bean. There he is. And Bean made his first 2. He's missed his last 2.
He's gotten some good looks, though, out of that zone.
Trenton Smith, inside it comes to Hauser. Hauser looking to make a move. Hauser up strong. Hauser has a block. Great job by Becker. Becker picks it up. Becker full court. They're going to call a charge. Tough call. Tough call. Great job getting back there for Sam Glue, but they get Becker for the foul. I'd like to see that one again. And a timeout on the floor. 3:03 to go. Cedar Cliff leads it. 3:03 to the half here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
Gavin's missed his last 4.
Team PA AAU tryouts are coming this spring. Keep an eye out at teampahoops.com. And also Advanced Hoops is offering a spring triple threat for kids 5 years old to high school level, a great alternative to AAU. Go to advancedhoops.com. Cedar Cliff with the basketball. 3:01 to go to the half. They lead by 4. Big possession here. Hauser for 3 points. Hauser buries it from downtown, and Hauser with his first 3 of the night.
Well set up, coming out of a timeout. Ran him off the baseline to the corner, screen in.
9 points for Hauser now, a 7-point lead, biggest of the game for Cedar Cliff. There's another shot outside. And all of a sudden, that rim getting a little tight there for Palmyra. 2:30 to go. Trenton Smith brings it up the court.
Give these screeners for Cedar Cliff credit. They screen for their bigs and get them loose. There's another one. They're going to struggle with Becker away from the basket.
And they're going to struggle with the other Hauser there. This time passing it back outside. Tyler Hauser looking for his brother inside. Got him just for a moment. Tyler Hauser uses that body to get in strong, and they're going to call him for a offensive foul?
No, walk.
They got him for a walk, okay. So Hauser gets called for the walk. Big guy's making a lot of moves with the basketball, though, is back into the game now. Will come Christopher Edwards, who really has not gotten into the flow yet, hasn't had a chance.
And here's a situation where Coach had to decide. It's starting to get away. There's 2 minutes. He had to do something to change the flow of this, and Edwards is the guy.
Yeah, he's taking it. He's rolling the dice right now, putting Edwards in the game, but he needs to do it.
Yeah. 8-2. There. He had to.
And there you go. You got it to Edwards that time. So 24-19, 139 to go to the half. Our Jack Giambalvo halftime report coming up. Our AT&T and Capital Region halftime stats coming up as well.
Free throw's a little lopsided, but that's a big team out there they're trying to hang on and defend against.
Well, and that's 3 shooting against 2 so far, too. Tough pass there off the hands of Fry, trying to get it to the big guy in a real tight space. So you're not getting a lot of looks down the lane if you're Palmyra so far. And there again, it's Becker moving without the basketball. He does it so well. And a nice dump off in there by Dan Baldo. And the foul's going to be called against Cedar Cliff.
We've only shot 8 foul shots total, both teams, after these 2 shots.
It is so great, though. We think about beginning of the year to the end to see two teams like this that really know each other, know where each other is going to be. There's been a couple plays here. We're sitting here on the baseline where you couldn't even see where they were coming, and their kids show up because they know where they're going to be. It's just really good basketball.
It's fun to watch the ball moving like that.
Yeah.
4 points now for Becker in the game, 2 out of 2 for the free throw line. Second foul, by the way, on Justin Hauser, so that was a big one. So they go a little smaller now. Trenton Smith looking to make a move, gets stopped. Hauser underneath to Smith. Smith gets blocked from behind. It's going to be a foul called, though, against Trey Hilbert. That'll be his second. I think it'd been okay if he wouldn't have brought the hand on through, right?
Kind of slapped, right? Like, that's an easy call for the Stripes when you have that much aggressiveness, but I thought he had him.
Pete Conrad's going offense-defense right now with Edwards. So he's bringing him in for the offensive end here in a moment. He's been keeping him out for defense. Smart move. So here's Trenton Smith, rattles it out.
Yeah, these coaches have been around the block a couple times. It's great to see. This 43 seconds is very important. Depending on what Palmyra could do, that was starting to get away from them.
Smith, 68% shooter for the year, makes 1 here out of 2. He's got 5 points. 4-point lead, 43 seconds to go here in the first half. Ty Sabercool clapping his team on to.
They may want the last shot here, guys. They're going to stay in that zone. They can go up, they can go in 2 or 4.
Look for the screen for Becker on Bean. Coming across, there's Becker. Boy, what a quick passer. There you get the 3 look you wanted. Good box out. Nice job by Smith. He'll hang on to it.
It's like he pulled something.
Smith will get it off to Groove. Yeah, they don't need any more injuries to Cedar Cliff. Now you're down to 13 seconds.
It's usually the offensive rebound that really hurts you in these situations.
There's Hauser. He's got a long way to go. A short period of time. Here's Smith. Smith slapped the glass. They didn't call anything. And it's 25-21 at the half. And it's Cedar Cliff with the lead. We head to the half. Jack Giambalvo halftime report coming your way. Also AT&T and Capital Region halftime stats. And we'll be right back on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3. I'm Gary Sutton, host of High School Sports Live TV. You watch on ABC 27.3. And I'm here today with Charlie Fortney of Advanced Hoops and also Greg Cavoli, now of Team PA. Charlie, 10 years ago, you started Team PA. I know originally Advanced Hoops was just going to be an instructional type program, but there was a place that you wanted kids to be able to go, and Team PA became kind of the natural outgrowth of that. 300 kids in college now as a result of that. Still a lot of kids that want to play. Talk a little bit about you and Team PA and what's happening to that right now.
Yeah, the AAU grew pretty strongly over the years with a lot of help and support. Coaches like Greg and our whole team just did a good job of making it something special in South Central Pennsylvania, and it's even recognized well throughout the state. But we never intended, to be honest, to ever start AAU basketball. In fact, in 2001, the whole goal was to not do that and just develop a training program where kids could train and not necessarily have to play on teams as much. So interesting thing happened along the way. You get parent feedback, and parents start saying, I need a good AAU program, and they do. And so we saw that there was a lack of opportunity in South Central Pennsylvania, so we started Team Pennsylvania, and it has been a success. But we're just more excited that we can get back to a little more of our first love and just focusing on training and development while we partner with this new Team PA under Greg Cavoli, where he can keep it going and hopefully continue to take it to the next level for the kids in this area.
Greg, a lot of people worry about the idea of something going away. Well, Team PA is not going away. The transfer is going over to you. and you're the new leader of Team PA. Talk a little bit about what it means to have Charlie have the confidence in you to take over this program.
I better not mess it up. That's what it means. I've had the privilege of working closely with Charlie, maybe as a silent partner the last several years, and I'm honored to take the program over. It is rare, I believe, in Pennsylvania and maybe any state that an AAU program can last 10 years and have the distinction of having teams on both the girls and the boys side. So the first thing you do is you bring on a great team, and so I had a lot of people raise their hand to come and help this transition. But we're honored. We got to keep it going, and yeah, we have to make it better.
Charlie, I know one of the things you are going to do is to really support Greg, and talk a little bit about how that support comes down.
Greg's passion for AAU, he eats, sleeps, and breathes the idea of Team Pennsylvania. He's a believer in it. He coached in it, supported it. So the idea of someone with his skills being able to just dial in on Team Pennsylvania, build it, we're hoping it can take it to the next level. And I think they're already doing some good things. I'm seeing, and Greg's going to talk about that in a second. And then we have to do our job to do that on the advanced hoop side.
Greg, you talk about taking an iconic name like Team PA to another level. You've got a vision. You've got some ideas that are new and some really exciting things for people to be aware of out there. Tell them about it.
Yeah, so for starters, two directors joined the team, Taylor Dippery and Corey Dickerson. And then about a month ago, on our boys' side, Lloyd Hill, who's a big basketball name in the central Pennsylvania area, came on to run our boys' side. With that, an AU program really is defined by its top teams and its high school teams, and we've put a lot of effort into what we're going to do with both the girls and the boys' high school teams. The boys will play on with Hoop Group, which is a big name on the boys' side tournament circuit, and the girls will play with Select Events, Select 40. Now, the big announcement that all the kids wanted to hear, all the athletes wanted to hear, was they will be gear sponsored. And so, yes, they'll have sneakers. They'll be wearing the Zoom Freak 3, and I didn't bring any today for you guys. And then our website, teampahoops.com, where you can find our tryout dates, which will be at the end of February, beginning of March. And all the information you need is on the website and on social media.
Two iconic names here in central Pennsylvania, Advanced Hoops, Team PA. They work hand in hand. One instructs, one's playing, but I'll tell you what, they're both going on. They're going to thrive, and they're going to flourish, and you have a chance to take part in all those with Advanced Hoops and Team PA.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
I've been playing football for 4 years, since my freshman year in high school. My plans are to attend Penn State University and play football. Our trainers from OSS helped us prevent injuries by shaping us, wrapping us. They've always been there at practices and games, and they were always there when they were called upon.
OSS Health. Extraordinary care. Extraordinary athletes.
The Jet Giambabo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambabo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newly relocated dealership, Jack Giambabo Mazda. The Giambabo family of dealerships. We have millions of dollars in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambabo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambabo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambabo.com.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Duke McCamey, our post-training expert.
The miking drill is a foundational drill that I teach all young players that sign up for my class. This drill teaches players to finish around the basket while using proper footwork. It's important for players to use the right hand on the right side and the left hand on the left side. I teach players to shuffle their feet and get low while exploding into the layup. Squaring feet and squaring shoulders is the key to consistency and timing around the basket. The miking drill is a foundational drill for every young player to learn in my class.
CCA field trips make learning come alive.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor, featuring Case Construction, paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back to Cedar Cliff High School. It's our Jack Giambalvo halftime report. Cedar Cliff leads it 25-21 here at the half in what has been a war of a game so far. Pat Flannery, I'll tell you what, Cedar Cliff making up for those 2 players lost by getting that ball inside. The big guys have really been doing it, but it's been really the movement without the basketball that was impressive to me in the first half for the Colts.
Well the big thing with Cedar Cliff is that with the high-low and the 2 kids that they have and the people on the perimeter that are with them, they're such good passers that you really can't just play one way or the other. They put the ball up pretty quick, so they really have done a good job of being able to get good shots. I think defensively is where they're trying to throw some things to offset Palmyra, take them out of their rhythm a little bit.
Let's take a look right now at our AT&T first half highlights and take a look at what happened. There were a lot of highlights here in the first half between these 2 clubs, and they're really getting it on. First times Palmyra beats here with 70-68. This doesn't look like it's going to be a whole lot different. Here's that inside play right away to the big guy, Justin Hauser.
Well, that's Tyler stepping back.
Little Tyler Hauser shot there. Was the brothers Hauser, and then this guy popped it the whole first half. We're talking about number 22.
Bean.
Make that Bean, rather, Gavin Bean.
Yeah. He had a couple threes early.
You know, one way to attack the bigs is by getting off of that penetrating, and you'll have a little more room out there. So they're going to have to keep attacking.
Another shot by Gavin Bean, then the turnaround again by Hauser, who really showed he knows his way around inside. Then Becker with a nice little move along the baseline.
Everything they're doing is slicing to the basket.
This is what I like, the backdoor play, and it was followed the very next play by Justin by a flush.
Aiden Fry going through there on the backdoor. He moved well without the basketball. And again, another one outside. This one coming off the hands of Dorda.
Alex Dorda looks pretty smooth on that 3.
Freshman looks like he's not intimidated at all.
And then finally, again, Edwards getting into it here. He really, with foul trouble, did not do a good job in the first half. And then you got Trenton Smith along the baseline. Again, another backdoor. There's another backdoor, again, to Aiden Fry, who moved well without the basketball. And one more time, that high-low, and then put it inside, and the flush for the big guy. Hauser to Hauser, incorporated.
Whole lot of players making plays on both teams, right? Whole lot of players.
And Tyler Hauser, rather, going outside and showing you can shoot the 3. And then we take a look at our Capital Blue Cross halftime stats coming up here. And one of the numbers you'll look that really stands out here for you, Jeff Thompson, has been the rebounding so far. Take a look at that.
Well, I always look at rebounding first. And who's doing a good job is Trenton Smith. He's got 6 rebounds. He's the leading rebounder of the game. With all those big guys out there, he's the one that the ball's often coming to.
So I want to take a look right now, Pat Flannery. If you are sitting on the side of Coach Conrad, what do you want to do the second half here if you're Palmyra?
Well, first of all, you get your kids and you said, hey, guys, we saw everything. We saw boxing one, we saw 2-3, we saw man-to-man. So we know what we're going to do and what we're going to expect. I think you got to compliment. They kept Chris Edwards out of getting that second foul. And I think you have to ask Eli Becker, Eli, you had a great first half, you had incredible energy, but I need even more out of you the second half. One thing I would emphasize, and I'm sure coaches, every time the bigs from Cedar Cliff put the ball on the floor, guards, you got to dig. You can't let them pick that second dribble on the floor and get to the basket. And the last thing I would say offensively, guys, run your stuff aggressively, but stay patient, which sounds contradictory, but in basketball, that's really an important thing. Be aggressive, but get the shots you want to so you don't give up anything transition.
For Cedar Cliff, Justin Hauser has 2 fouls. The big guy doesn't want to get 3 here. What are you doing if you're talking to them in your Ty Saber pool right now, Jeff?
Well, I think you have to continue to pay attention to Christopher Edwards. They did a marvelous job defensively in the first half. But their formula offensively has to be going through their 2 big guys. And they were very effective when they got the ball. So Palmyra has to have an answer for their inside game.
Yeah, the big guy touches have really been good for Cedar Cliff so far. We're looking forward to a great second half here as we get ready to start it up here in about 2 minutes. So what a game it's been so far. The winner tonight, if you're Cedar Cliff, you're in the Mid-Penn playoffs next week against Cumberland Valley. On the other side, if you are Palmyra and you beat Cedar Cliff, it'll be the second time this season, but then you have to cover that with a win over Milton Hershey. It's no easy out later on in the week. So the roads there are 2 different ways so far. And I love the intensity of this game. It's like playing a championship game right now, even though that's not for another week yet with Mid-Penn.
And it'll be a great game because they're going to play Cumberland Valley. Whoever wins this game is going to play Cumberland Valley.
And you look at the down the line, too, for districts. You got the number 4 seeded team here with Palmyra in 5A. You got the number 4 seeded team in 4A. In fact, 3 of the top 4 teams in 4A, or in 6A rather, are from the Mid-Penn. So you talk about a league with some pedigree this year, Pat. You've got it right here with the Mid-Penn.
Well, it's been outstanding, guys. It's so neat to be in the area and see such good ball. But I guarantee you, everybody in this arena probably knows the situation about the schedule, who's playing what. There's 2 teams here. Both coaches have to get these kids to win the next 4 minutes. If you win the next 4 minutes, you can talk about all that stuff later. But the next 4 minutes is the most important thing in these kids' lives right now.
Yeah, you're trying to get to the second season right now, which is the league championship. And then we'll talk about the 3rd and 4th after that with districts and states. But, man, I love the intensity of the game, and we're getting ready to start it all up here again to start the second half. As these 2 teams coming back out on the floor right now, we'll take a very quick break. We'll come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV.
If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And we start the 3rd quarter here. Palmyra with the basketball, down 4. There's a good look. Edwards outside, gets boxed out hard. Offensive rebound for Palmyra. Something they have not done a lot of so far tonight, as Jeffrey Thompson talked about at the half.
That was Baldo on that offensive rebound. Great set to Edwards. Ran the zipper up the middle, just missed the jumper. Set play.
How about Baldo for a 5'9" kid getting no rebound inside?
Just outworked him.
Nothing doing on the baseline. Quentin Townsend trying to find something. There's a nice job again. It's Becker with a movement around on that baseline, and Becker with 6 points in the game closes it to 2.
They're trying to draw their bigs out away from the basket. They started that way too.
There's Hauser looking for his brother.
Always play with their heads up when they have the ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, is Edwards going at it. And Edwards, of course, carrying 2 fouls right now, so he's going to have to watch himself with the younger Hauser in there.
If he gets it, get it for being aggressive, not silly.
There he's got him. Problem for Hauser, good help for the backside by Quentin Townsend.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you need to do. You talked about that. Those guards have to drop down and double on the bigs, and you saw it right there.
That saved the basket.
Yeah, you can't let them catch it down there, but you also can't let them lob, so you need that weak side help.
There's Smith. Back up Hauser, has it knocked away. Good job again by Townsend.
Great offensive rebound.
Ty Sabercool wanted the foul. Might have been one yesterday, might be one tomorrow, but not today. There's a slash to the basket. There's a block. Big guy, Justin Hauser with a block.
Now, you all had to have a little smile on your face watching that little guy just take it right at him, fearless.
And that's a D1, a future D1 player blocking that shot.
Absolutely he is. You get a feeling like they know each other a little bit more this half, don't you?
Yeah.
Everybody's settled in a little bit.
There's good look, and you get it. Townsend for three, and Townsend with his first three of the night puts Palmyra back up by one.
Great defensive play on one end and sticks the three on the other.
They get those kind of points from Towson, they'll be in it.
9-1 spurt since the end of the last half. And there's Hauser up and in, and they get that high-low again. They just keep working it to death.
Yeah.
And Hauser now with 11 points in the game.
And when he's inside like that, he's going to score.
Big gamble by Becker. But, boy, I'll tell you, you wouldn't want to be playing him down there either. He's trying everything he can. That's some big bodies.
And there it is. That's a shot you want every single time. And all the way down goes Bean, his third three of the night. He's got 9 points, back up by two. Now goes Palmyra, 5:23 to go in the third.
Patience, patience, patience.
Stolen again, knocked away by Townsend. Townsend up, not going to go, but a foul's going to be called. I think they're probably going to get Sam Grube on this one.
Coach, you talked about the first 4 minutes, and I think Palmyra came out of the locker room on fire.
You know, you always can look good when the ball goes through the hole, right? And the nice thing is they've gotten good looks and they've knocked them down.
Townsend gets the roll. First of two. Up by three right now.
It seemed like Cedar Crest got good shots too, but they were a little surprised by the backside help. They got a couple strips.
Yeah, Cedar Cliff has gotten surprised twice now so far, and Townsend's been the reason. Now they come back at that 2-2-1 press again. That's just a little too late right now. Quickness on defense by Palmyra. Townsend corner. You got another one? There it is. You're going to get a timeout called right here as Edwards buries it off a great pass. 7-point lead for Palmyra. Timeout on the floor. 4:51 to go in the third. This is High School Sports Live TV.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newly relocated dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. We have millions of dollars in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
And what a start to the second half here by that guy's team, Pete Conrad and his Panthers. And they pounced on Cedar Cliff to start the second half here, Jeff Edwards. And one of the reasons why, Quentin Townsend on both ends of the floor.
Oh, defensive rebound, sticks a three, has a couple assists, makes a great steal, and an unbelievable defensive play, digging at the ball and hits both foul shots.
They erased a 4-point halftime deficit, and they're in a 13-2 run here in this quarter so far with a 7-point lead. And Cedar Cliff doesn't know what hit him here, I think, this quarter, Pat Flannery.
Well, this young man, Towson, we're talking about, he's a good basketball player. I understand he's a big-time track kid. So when he gets that ball downhill, he's making some plays in penetration.
Cedar Cliff's been a little late on a few passes here so far. And again, you know, you're playing 2 players tonight that normally don't start. They got both big players there trying to Hauser. Hey,
they're pushing him off the block.
Hey, Edwards is playing physical against Hauser in there. With 2 fouls, I'm surprised just how physical he's playing, but he's got to. Trenton Smith can't fight in there. Obviously, they're trying to get the touches. The big guys are getting the touches. Hauser fall away, not a good shot. Got Aiden Cota in there now for Cedar Cliff, wearing number 5. Almost was a walk there by Becker.
Here again, pressuring the ball, but they're really staying in that 2-3. They've gotten away from that box on Edwards.
where they are looking every single time for the outside shot. And there he is, Bean wide open. Can't hit this one. Becker again with the rebound. Becker has just been so huge so far, and Becker back up with a stick back. He's got 8.
He jump stopped on the left side, went across, used the basket.
9-point lead now for the Panthers. 2-2-1 coming back.
Straight man-to-man out of Palmyra with all kinds of help.
Trenton Smith picks it back out. Need this one. Can't get it to go. And another rebound by Palmyra as Baldo gets it. Palmyra doing a much better job of the boards this half, Jeff Thompson.
They sure are. Cedar Cliff doesn't have a rebound. Palmyra has 6.
Bean again. Nobody on home on the weak side except the Panther. You got Edwards. Wide open. Edwards with another 3. And it is raining down threes right now as Edwards has 11 points in the game. Biggest lead of the night with 12 points here. Panthers lead it.
They got to think Cedar Crest's looking around for somebody.
Hey, this little 2-2-1 press is wreaking some havoc too, taking him out of rhythm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good shot on the baseline. And that'll stop the bleeding for the moment. 39-29, 2:40 to go in the third quarter. Panthers lead it here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Palmyra on an 18-4 run here, 39-29, jumping out to a 10-point lead. Don't forget Team PA AAU tryouts are coming this spring. Keep an eye out at teampahoops.com. And Advanced Hoops is offering a spring triple threat for kids 5 years old to high school level, a great alternative to AAU. Go to advancedhoops.com. Palmyra with the basketball right here.
But sometimes when you're down at halftime, you have to come out and dig and fight, and that's what Palmyra has done, and they've gained all the momentum.
They've sharpened their claws here in the second half for sure. Pretty much run their offense to a T.
They draw the bigs out, and then they cut through the seam. And it's a motion offense, side to side. I love when teams move it side to side because it makes your weak side have to play.
I love the screening by this guy, Becker. He's been outstanding. He doesn't make a bad play. There's a missed shot. Rebound loose again, this time picked up by Hauser.
Cedar Crest is a little stagnant. They're not going side to side, and as a result, all the weak side. Cedar Cliff.
You live over near Cedar Crest, too easy,
Yeah,
right?
thank you, guys.
It happens.
Yeah.
We do that with Red Land and Red Line now and then. Smith losing it again, coming down. Taken away by Bean. Taken by Becker now. Becker pushes it, doesn't get it, kicks it back out. Just love the decision making of Eli Becker. Up and under. Becker with another tough move underneath the basket, and Becker now in double figures with 10 points. He has been the difference maker so far for the Panthers.
He just plays with a purpose constantly. Just plays. Every time I've seen him play, he's the X factor. You mentioned it earlier, Gary. He's a kid that rebounds, he gets to the basket, and when he's scoring like that, like tonight, he's taking it at him and getting big.
1:31 to go in a fast-played third quarter here, 41-29, a 12-point lead now for the Panthers.
They're having to play their offense 2 and 3 times each possession, Cedar Cliff, because they're going from the pressure to the half court, and even at half court here, they're switching up on guys. And this weak side help is really.
That's the first good high-low they've looked at, and Hauser gets in strong and draws the foul. So that's what they have to go back to.
Yeah, when you come from head on and you go from the top of the key, you really can't get all that help. So that's going to have to come more from there.
13 points now from Hauser. That'll be the second foul on Becker as they're going to work those big guys now for the Panthers, I think, down and low.
Yeah.
They should get it underneath 10 points, 1:12 to go in the third.
Completely agree with you, Gary. That second on Becker, and Edwards has been managed the whole quarter without getting his third, fighting that post.
Yeah, I mean, they are playing as physical as you can play defensively right now, considering that we got both of them now with 2 fouls, one on the bench.
Just two fouls the entire quarter, one on each team.
Tells you can see a lot of good defense play with your feet.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
Look at the spread. Oh, there's the ball loose. Now the big guy gets on the floor, gets after it. Going to be a jump ball. Love to see your 6'9" guy get on the floor and get after the loose ball, don't you?
Yeah. Intensity, play hard. You don't have two good teams without having that as a culture within your program.
Palmyra gets it back here. 43 seconds to go in the third quarter.
This sometimes, guys, is one of the hardest things I've seen in high school watching this year, as much as I've watched, is trying to hold that basketball with the clock down. I've seen more games.
And Becker said, I'm quicker than you are out here, and he got him right where he wanted it. And Becker is having quite a quarter.
They found a mismatch and took it.
12 points in the game for Eli Becker, and they are making life miserable in the backcourt.
He looked like a guard on that play, too, didn't he? Great footwork.
Well, he knew he had the quickness on Hauser. He had him out away from the basket, which is what you talked about earlier, and he took advantage of it.
Yeah, and interesting with Becker, guys, he's almost better left-handed than right-handed. I think they thought they were pushing him, and all of a sudden he exploded.
When you spread the floor like that, you come from the top of the key, it's the best look in the house.
Big basket here, guys.
Yeah, this is huge right now. And that maybe was not the shot you wanted to have taken there, as it was taken by Sam Grube from way out.
3.
There's Edwards. He's hot. This one off the back of the iron. Edwards misses a shot. Smith pulls it down. End of the quarter. 43-32. We head to the fourth. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
A 22-7 quarter for Pete Conrad's team has led them out to a 43-32 lead going to the fourth quarter. Jeff Thompson?
Well, 22 points is more than they scored in the first half, and there's a reason for that. They just played really hard that quarter.
You had Townsend really helping out of the post. They didn't get but one high-low pass the whole quarter there, Pat Flannery.
Yeah, when they go from the side, there's a lot of help.
Here they come back to Hauser.
Yep. They want to extend this every time down. They want to get on that free throw line.
And if they can do that, they're still in the game. If they can get to the Hausers.
Oh, this is a long way from the end.
One of the big numbers that quarter, 7-2 in rebounding for Palmyra, which they had been out rebounded pretty hard the first half. So they came back in that department, much more aggressive on the glass.
Well, we said at the beginning, what makes a good fight is style. And I know Coach Conrad said that they're going to have to slash and move against his size. And talking to coaches, you can see how skilled Cedar Cliff's big guys are. So they're going to turn this into a fist fight in the lane down at this end of the floor.
Palmyra's going to spread it out again. They got better quickness out there, I think, and they're spreading it way out, trying to get some of those drives like you saw Becker make by pulling the big guys out from the basket. Townsend.
Again, guys, that's so hard to hold the ball.
Sam Grube with a steal.
We could debate this all day.
You can't lose your attack, that's for sure. You attacked the whole last quarter, and now you want to change up and maybe do a little too much time and score too early.
Aggressive, patient. They've executed.
Tyler Hauser. Tyler Hauser's taking this team at his back right now. He's back over the left hand, and Hauser is just trying to will his team in there. He's got 17 points in the game. Down to 7 points it comes.
That's a senior at home, guys, right? He doesn't want to be done here at home.
A huge heart.
And Townsend, you're going to get a timeout called right here from Pete Conrad. We'll take one as well. 43-36. Palmyra leads it. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
So a while back, I thought to myself,
Welcome back to Cedar Cliff High School. 6:55 to go in this one. Don't forget, coming up at the end of the game is the Capital Blue Cross post-game report, where we'll feature the Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game and the Hoffman Ford player of the game. Man, there are a lot of candidates out on the floor for that at the moment. Gary Sutton, Pat Flannery, Jeff Thompson with you. Jim Gallagher down here on the side as well, keeping stats. And Townsend has the ball here with 6:53 to go. And let's see what they do out of that timeout. Little high, 1-4 high set. Set piece there for Edwards. Doesn't go. It's Edwards going to make a hard move to the basket. Dumps it off. Beautiful play. That was a set piece out of the timeout.
Instead of settling for the three, dribble drove, and result was big thing. They just didn't settle for the three because he was open on the scissors, but he drove the basketball.
Got it back to Becker. He's got 14 in the game. 6.5 to go. 9-point lead again. Double team from the backside is Townsend. Jump ball. And it's going to belong to Palmyra. Townsend has been such a difference maker. You said it at the half. You got to give help, and Townsend's helped everywhere on the floor. Low post and high post.
You can't turn your back on those guys. They were squaring up pretty early, the bigs, and now they're turning. And these kids are quick in the backcourt.
There's Townsend. And there's Becker again. Becker missing one of the rare shots here. Becker gets it back, and there he is again. And Becker has been all over the place. He's got 16 points in the game. 12 this half. 11-point lead again. You got a double team. You're going to get a call fouled against, or the foul called against Townsend. For Townsend, that's only his first of the night. 6:04 to go in this one. A lot of ground to be made up here by the Colts.
See who their three-point shooters are for Cedar Cliff. Got to be able to take something so these guards don't close down so hard.
Well, now's where they're missing Charles Warner.
Yeah, they really are. And here you're going to try one, and you finally get one. He says, "Hey, you might have found one." Aiden Kata says.
Go. That's why he's in there. He had taken one earlier, and then he got a little shy, but that looked like a pretty good stroke.
Yep, and you're going to have someone hit a few of those, as you said, Coach.
And you only have one foul.
Good double team. Ball in the backcourt.
Oh, he blew the whistle.
Now this is interesting.
Well, he blew the whistle, and then he said there was a tip, so it will be Palmyra's ball.
But that ball was still alive.
Smart play for the kid, for him to throw it off of him.
Yep, possession change just for a moment. Now you get the ball back in the hands of Baldo. Well, I'll tell you, it's Trenton Smith all over Edwards right now.
Yeah, they changed up from that box. They have to. They have to go and get him.
Hey,
this will be a good matchup here.
You got the big guy out there on the perimeter game.
Yeah.
Watch Becker.
Problem here is you can't play the other big guy when you're down like this because they can't guard both of them on the perimeter.
And there it is again. Who's moving out the basketball? Mr. Becker again. Becker now with 18 points in the game. What an outstanding night that young man has had. Yeah. And there's another bad pass. Becker steals. Becker going in, and they're going to wave it off. He seems like he's everywhere right now. This kid is an unbelievable game.
I love his game because it's inside, it's toughness, and it's playing with the others.
He screens, he passes, he moves without the basketball, he scores big on the drive.
I'm not ready to knight him. He needs a little bit of mid-range and be able to step out a little bit, but he does that, and he can play a lot of places.
And it's his game tonight.
Yeah.
5 turnovers here against Cedar Cliff here in the second half. 10-point lead, though. Cedar Cliff still hanging around and still plenty of time. This is a huge possession. Just from a momentum standpoint, Townsend looking to go hard to the basket, kicks it back out. They're just playing keep away here for the moment. Bean. Is that the shot you want to take right here? Maybe not, but you got to box out. And you're going to get a foul called, I think, against Hauser.
Yep.
You got to block out. I mean, you got the shot you wanted. You had Townsend taking a shot that maybe wasn't the best shot for the situation there.
No, that's from Palmyra end, and from Cedar Cliff, I feel for Coach. You know, you want the two brothers in there, and yet defensively, you just can't have them chasing on the perimeter. There are just too many guys that can handle the basketball for Palmyra. So you got to pick your poison.
And that was Daniel Bardo's third offensive rebound this half.
Here they are to the spread again. Now they're going to get it in someone like Becker's hands. He's going to try to take Hauser right to the basket, use his quickness. Although they're milking clock. There's the back door, and there's the quickness again, and Townsend in for the easy bucket. Townsend with 7 points in the game, so that spread, they're looking spread to score.
This is where, again, guys, we've been talking about different. I have a feeling this team hasn't been in this spot before without their lead guard. and they're just a little lost as far as putting pressure. They hit a couple threes and throw it in there.
Palmyra doing a great job on the perimeter against the would-be three-point shooters. They're treating it like there's, again, the three-point shot. You're going to get a push from the baseline. That's going to be the third against Edwards. But, I like what Coach Conrad's doing right now. He's treating those guards on the perimeter like everybody out there is a good three-point shooter. Even if they're not proven, they're out there closing out well. Hauser is going to get decked by Becker right here. Good hard play. Becker's going to pick up probably his third foul.
I think they heard you, Coach. Young man that time went up in the basket, but he's missed a little peep there. Just finished it little alligator arms, but at least his head was up and on the target. But I said earlier when I watched him, he really does have that second step. It's something you can't teach, right?
He's got an instinct to score.
An instinct, yep. You can go up on a second look, even after those misses, he stays with it.
And you could try real hard to teach a big guy that, and sometimes it just doesn't come.
18 points in the game now for Hauser.
They're putting in another defender. I'm sure they're going to have, they have to get out and defend them.
Hauser misses that one. And ball recovered by Townsend. Now you start playing the clock a little bit, don't you, Coach?
Yeah, and plus they only have 3 team fouls, Cedar Cliff. So
exactly.
You start to get to a point where you're going to have to foul them 3 times before they get on the line.
And here's Townsend. He's got the quickness he wanted. He loses it for a moment, but they keep it as he tips it back in. Remember, Becker can take Hauser out there just about any time he wants to, I think. Here's Townsend again going in, and this time easy layup for Townsend. Townsend knows he's quick, and he knows he can take Rube to the basket at the moment.
Can you say confidence?
Big time confidence. Rube has the basketball, back out it comes.
They go back into that zone now.
You need to make a couple of these. There's Smith. Again, it's Edwards up there. Edwards in. Edwards with 20 points in the game. Timeout on the floor. 53-42. 2:49 to go in this one on High School Sports Live TV.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Archie Smith, our speed and agility expert.
The block jumping drill is meant to develop the fast-twitch jumping muscles in a young player's legs. This drill forces a player to jump constantly and should be fast-paced while clearing the block every time. Players will develop explosive jumping skills doing this, and it trains a player's body to jump quicker and have the endurance needed to jump in game situations.
The block jumping drill is one fundamental a player will learn in my class.
Too many voices. Welcome back. And there you see Pete Conrad diagramming out what he wants his team to do down the stretch here. They're up by 11 with 2:49 to go. And they've really changed up the tempo here nicely, Coach Flannery.
Yeah, they did, and you all made the point of it. We all said it. They came out in the second half with a real purpose. They were going to take away those dribbles for the bigs inside, and they were going to stretch them and spread the floor. The end of the first half, they were so patient, Palmyra. I thought they missed some shots, but I saw that starting to come where they started to get some confidence. And once they got patient, they used the home team against them because the home team wants to go and they want to go out and jam and run, and they want to close this thing out, and they used it against them.
And now you're in a situation where you have quickness out there. You can backdoor. You can drive one-on-one if you're Townsend. He showed that. Also, if you're Becker.
Cedar Cliff went with looks like a lot of young kids trying to get some pressure, which Coach has to do at this point.
So here they spread it back out again. You got Townsend. He likes his matchup here, but he's not really looking to score right now. They're playing the clock. This half, Palmyra's 4 out of 9 from the three-point line, 9 out of 11 from 2. That's probably not the shot you necessarily wanted to take, and yet you get another offensive rebound. That's been a big difference in the second half too, Jeff Thompson.
It sure has. They've owned the boards.
Yeah. Becker goes hard to the basket. Is going to get fouled here by Trenton Smith.
And it's interesting. We sit here as coaches, and we got it. We're human, and we coach. And I'm sure that Coach Conrad, that's what his kids play. That's the way they play. They play loose. They let it rip. They shoot the ball. It's like people saying, do you foul late in the game when you're up 3? If that's not what you do, then you shouldn't be doing it. And that looks like, this is the way Palmyra plays. They got skill. They shoot the 3. And are they driving the basketball tonight against Cedar Cliff?
First half, it was 10-5 at rebounds. Cedar Cliff, this half, it's 10-3, just the other way around. Palmyra, a big difference in the rebounding this half. They're much more aggressive.
And part of that rebounding in the first half, it was 8-2 in fouls. And I think, Jeff, you said it, or Gary, they started second half driving the basketball. And that changed the whole complexion of the game.
Well, you can't give too much credit to Hauser. He has just battled here in the second half, tried to take his team on his shoulders, but so far it's not to be with 1:56 to go as Palmyra keeps it alive. This time they'll tip it off their hands out of bounds. I think that's the only time Becker hasn't had his hands on it that's stuck tonight. Guy has been dominating.
Yeah.
1:52 to go in this one. Again, our Capital Blue Cross post-game report coming your way right afterward. Don't forget, we'll be bringing you the Mid-Penn Championships next week on Thursday. Rebound here by Edwards to Bean. The other end, Becker. Why not? Becker with 2 more.
Ball didn't hit the floor.
Becker with 22 points in this one tonight. There's Hauser. Long one downtown, and Hauser puts away 2 more. Hauser with 20, make that 3 more. Hauser with 24 points in the game. 12-point lead, 1:20 to go.
That might be the first look he got in the second half without people hanging on him.
Exactly right. They have really took away that high-low the second half, and then, of course, got in a situation where they couldn't have the 2 bigs in the game.
Absolutely.
Now you're going to get a foul, intentional foul, though. Sam Groove, and you got to make a few more here to get into the line. That's the problem.
Both of these teams are going to be playing in more important, other important games this year. That's for sure. They're pretty impressive.
Both teams ranked number 4 going into districts. Cedar Cliff in 6A, and of course Palmyra in 5A. Look at that great pass from Becker. Man, he's just doing it all tonight. Everywhere you look, he's making a great play. 11 points now for Bean in this one. Give credit in your heart there to Becker as we're under a minute to play. What an outstanding game. Hauser again. This is off the front of the iron. Pulled down by Edwards. Townsend with the basketball. 35 seconds to go in this one. Foul in the backcourt against Smith, and the Palmyra fans celebrating.
They're going home happy.
Now, they still got some work to do. You know, lest you rest in your laurels tonight, they got to play a tough out Milton Hershey later on in the week.
And at Milton Hershey, which is not an easy place to play.
Of course, we'll be at Milton Hershey next Thursday for the championships.
Yep.
But yeah, you got a tough out to make yet here to get into the playoffs next week.
They gave Trinity a handful last night, Milton Hershey. That game was a 2-point ball game.
Now you're just playing the clock, 24 seconds to go, and everybody knows the result here.
You know, the second half, they took them out of the game, too, the crowd and the energy, because the ball was in their hands so much in Palmyra.
Well, I also think Palmyra played magnificently, all 5 people together. A great team effort.
Great team effort. You're right.
Well, in Palmyra, there's a lot of respect for each of these clubs for each other. They've played tough against each other all year, and they'll win the season series now with Palmyra. The 59-45 win here tonight. They won the first one 70-68. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back and start our Capital Blue Cross post-game report coming up. Right after this, we'll feature the Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game and our Hoffman Ford player of the game next. This is High School Sports Live TV.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
Are you ready for the sports season? The licensed clinical experts at Select Physical Therapy are. Don't let aches, pains, or an injury keep you from watching your favorite team compete or participating in your favorite activities. Trust our physical therapists to help you feel better, faster, and to get you back to the things you love. With many convenient locations throughout the community, Select is here to help you heal. To schedule an appointment today, go to selectphysicaltherapy.com. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
CCA field trips make learning come alive.
Welcome back to our Capital Blue Cross post-game report. And it was 59-45 here tonight. Palmyra earning a chance now to win the division if they can beat Milton Hershey later in the week. For Cedar Cliff, they've got more basketball to play, and they're not quite sure if they'll be playing in the Mid-Penn Championships or not, so they have to wait and see what that Palmyra score is later in the week. Gary Sutton with you, Pat Flannery, Jeff Thompson here courtside. And, you know, guys, you looked at this second half. Pat, you said it at halftime. The first 4 minutes were really going to mean something. 20-6 run by Palmyra coming out here in the second half.
Yeah, and that's a key to any ball game. You have to keep it in little increments. And I thought Palmyra, once they got that train rolling, boy, it went downhill, and they were good. They put their foot on the pedal.
What do you see with Palmyra coming out in the second half? Look, they got a lot of weak side help, but they picked up their game. They were much quicker the second half.
Well, if I could make an analogy of an automobile, the spark plug was Clinton Townsend, but he got the pistons firing. Eli Becker took over once Clinton Townsend started him off. And Clinton did it defensively. He did it hitting a big three. He did everything to start that half. But Eli Becker and then Christopher Edwards started playing well. And Gavin Bean got in double figures. It was a team effort. I really like number 31, Daniel Bardell. 3 offensive rebounds in the third quarter.
Yeah, and he got the unmentionable kind of award because he was out there doing the hard work. 11 points for Bean, 11 points for Edwards, 24 for Becker, who seemed to do everything there, including pass, screen, play defense, drive. As you said, we didn't see the jump shot much tonight, but didn't have to. He did what he needed to do for his team here this evening.
No, and that's certainly not being critical. A kid does what he does, and he does it very well. Well, you mentioned Baldo a couple times. He went up there and got the rebound over the Towers. You see a kid doing that for your team, we all know what does it do to the rest of them. It makes everybody feel like Superman.
And I thought the weak side help of the second half, especially by Townsend, really took away the high-low. And I thought Edwards did a monumental job playing defense, carrying 2 fouls as well. He was really physical inside on the big kid down there, Tyler Hauser.
Yeah, you could see it. Nobody backed down. They really got after each other and played toe-to-toe. Once it got away from a little bit, it changed Cedar Cliff's not composure, but their style a little bit because you couldn't play both of the big guys together because you were chasing Palmyra around the perimeter all night.
Well, the big guys made a big difference in the first half tonight, and our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game features a pretty good play from the Hauser brothers, Tyler to Justin. Take a look at this one. Little high-low. They got that throughout the first half, and then you got that. That's called playing above the rim. When you're 6'11", you're not going to block that shot.
High percentage.
The problem in the second half was you couldn't keep both of them in there because of the quickness of the game, and Palmyra got to a point where they could play out in the perimeter, and you couldn't bring Tyler out there to play out there against, or Justin rather, play out there against him. He was on the bench for most of the second half.
Well, he was on the bench, and don't forget Charlie Werner. I hope he's ready to play in the playoffs because they need him, and he's a big part of what they're trying to do. He gets the ball inside to those big guys.
Yeah, Charlie Warner, the playmaker, was out tonight. Mark Armanini was out tonight. Not to take anything away from the Palmyra victory, but anytime you take 2 players out like that, your last regular season game, it does make it a little bit tougher to win here. Now, our Hoffman Ford player of the game tonight, it could have been a lot of guys. You had a great night by Tyler Hauser at 24 points for Cedar Cliff, but you had this guy on the other end, Eli Becker, number 40, and man, he was everywhere. Take a look at this. He is our Hoffman Ford player of the game tonight, and he just did it all right.
And don't forget his 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 block shots.
I mentioned to you during the broadcast, Becker's a big name up in the Schuylkill County area. They comes from a long line of players, and he has a big-time body, and he's just getting better and better and better.
He'll be playing in college, I believe.
22 points for the junior tonight. He's our Hoffman Ford player of the game. Well, we have a lot of people to thank here tonight. Pat Flannery, of course, our color analyst here. Jeff Thompson on the other side. Jim Gallagher, who's with us tonight, keeping stats. Aaron Yancey, who did a wonderful job here tonight, setting everything up. And, of course, Chad Edwards, Josh Edwards, the whole crew here for Invicta Sport. Brandy Trossel and Charlie Fortney. Now, we will have a few days off. We're going to keep an eye on that Palmyra-Milton Hershey game later in the week. And then we are going to get together next week for the Mid-Penn Championships come Thursday night. Boys and girls games. And then on Friday, we'll be back in the York area for the York Area League Championship. So lots of basketball getting ready here as we get into season number 2 of the playoffs. It's the Mid-Penn Championships here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27. But tonight's final score, once again, Palmyra 59-45 over Cedar Cliff. For our whole Invicta crew and our High School Sports Live crew, I'm Gary Sutton. Have a great evening, everyone.
I'm here with Dr. Alexander Kish from OSS Health. We're here talking today about sports-related injuries as it comes to winter sports, wrestling, basketball. We're going to also get into a little bit of the personal background and how it relates to his quality care for student athletes at OSS Health. Dr. Kish has seen a lot of athletes in his office and their families. Dr. Kish, that must give you a lot of joy to be able to help athletes. I'm sure you were on the injured list before. Talk about that.
Yeah, I think it's amazing actually. So getting kids to get back to sports, which is something they love, I get a lot of joy out of that. So I try to get students back to sports as soon as they can, but with safe parameters around that as well.
Being a coach and a parent myself, knowing when to tell a kid to return to play after an injury is always tough, because we want to help them get back on the field, but we don't want to do it in a way where it makes the injury worse or it compounds it. Talk about return to play protocol. What are some of your recommendations there?
So it depends on the injury and if a patient has to have surgery. So if they have surgery, I have pretty strict guidelines. If it's a broken bone, you have to be out for about 6 weeks or so, and then we start some physical therapy to get you moving again, because the biggest thing is to be safe. If you have a sprain, that usually gets you back to sports earlier.
What's your most common wrestling injury? I'm really curious about that.
Wrestling for me, I see a lot of elbow dislocations, broken elbow bones, and also torn ligaments about the elbow.
Talk about the common injuries you're seeing in boys and girls high school basketball players.
Yeah, so for high school basketball, we definitely see more kids with sprained fingers or broken fingers. So handling the ball a lot, getting some hard passes, or going up for a rebound. Definitely jammed, sprained fingers are the most common thing I see in basketball players.
What could coaches do to possibly help avoid some of these common injuries? What can they do with their athletes, and what are some recommendations you might have?
I think warming up is very important. Stretching not only the hands but the shoulders and the elbows is very important. Cardiovascular health is important, so sprints and running beforehand. Also focusing on the lower extremity and stretching out the legs is very important.
OSS Health is in the community. You have doctors on the sidelines. How important is it to have that presence for the student athletes?
Well, I think it's very important. So sometimes for these students, this is actually the first time they're getting hurt. So being able to meet their orthopedic surgeon on the sideline as something bad can be going on, I think is tremendous.
If you're in need of high quality orthopedic care, go to osshealth.com.